These are some vacation fails that'll have you headed for the emergency exits.
What is wrong with people?
Am I the a-hole if I don't reimburse a friend for the Hawaiian vacation she missed?
Kids, we're going to Hawaii.
Here's the scenario. 3 friends and I planned a vacation to Hawaii. We booked the flight, hotel, and car together for a discount and then split the cost 4 ways. Okay. So each person paid roughly $800. They also booked a couple of things to do that were totaling, about $250. The day of the flight, Sarah got stopped because she had a weed pen.
Just say no.
I can't just say no.
Obviously, the rest of us still got on the plane because we were looking forward to our vacation.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Now we're back. Sarah is mad at all of us for going and wants us to pay her back for her portion of things that she couldn't do because she couldn't go. She says she just forgot it was there and did not intentionally bring it to the airport. TSA ended up calling airport PD. Sarah was not allowed to board the flight. Weed is not legal in this person's state. She wasn't arrested, but she was given a ticket and court date and not allowed through security. But I don't think we should. It's not our fault she wasn't allowed to fly, and I didn't budget for paying her portion. She's also mad because the airport is an hour from our home city, and so no one thought to give Sarah the key to the car. So Sarah, who couldn't board the flight, couldn't get through TSA, had to now get a Uber to get back home.
Ooh,
that's a lot of money.
Now, one of my friends says we should pay Sarah to keep the peace. The other friend said no. If we split her costs, it will be about $350 each. I could technically afford it, but I'm working on paying off my credit card. And that's about the same amount I put toward the credit card each month. So it would put me a month behind on my plan to pay off my last credit card. Am I the a-hole if I refuse to pay her back? And even if I'm not the a-hole, should I just do it anyway to keep the peace?
All right, before anything, let me be dad for a second. What are you doing going on vacation when you have credit card debt? Credit card debt is the worst debt. You're paying 24, 25+% interest. You will be paying for any vacation that you put on credit card, anything you put on credit card for years. You can literally go on 3 more Hawaiian vacations rather than spend all that money on a credit card. All right. Rant done. Let's actually talk about what we're supposed to talk about.
Sorry, you got your little weed pen at TSA. That sucks. We'll call you when we get back. That part is true. I feel bad, but I'm not giving up my Hawaiian vacation because you showed up to the airport with your marijuana pen. I'm so sorry.
Hashtag preach.
So the vacation.
I feel bad. I'm not giving up my money either.
I mean, out of generosity, I might, I'm not giving her the whole $350 back. That's ridiculous. Maybe I give her $100 just to feel, I don't know. If the majority says let's pay her back, fine. But I am not likely to invite Sarah to anything else.
You made a mistake. It happens, but you pay for your mistakes.
Yeah.
Why should anybody else have to pay for your mistake?
If we all decided to just say, let's just give her part of her money back or half of her stay, I'd be okay with putting in some money. I'm fine putting in some money.
That's a hard pass for me.
First things first. I'm going on the trip. Girl, I am so sorry.
I mean, it's not like it was they got something physical out of it that is valuable or whatever. Their cost was still the same.
Well, what are the people saying?
Sarah sounds like she hasn't had to face much accountability for her actions in life if she honestly expects others to fork over hundreds of dollars for her mistake. Couldn't agree more.
You have to be very careful and selective about who you travel with. I was the queen of girls' trips in my 20s.
Girls' trip.
Everyone's birthday. We were in Miami and we were here. We were living in Atlanta, living our best life. There was none of this drama about the money, like the funny money. I don't do all that. You're grown. If you want to go, you know what your costs are and that's it. Now, one time I took a big girls' trip. This is why you got to be selective. The selective group that goes a lot and travels a lot, we know our place. It's great. There's no drama with the money. One time we took a girls' trip, the same crew, but there were others because it was someone else's birthday. So we invited some others, like they were younger. About 4 or 5 Uber rides in, you're realizing these people are not putting in money toward anything. They are just, they are along for the ride, literally and figuratively. Okay. And I'm like, what I'm not is a sugar daddy.
We just lost our sugar daddy.
I am working just like you are. I'm trying to make my living and live my best life. And I'm not here to pay for my way and yours.
Am I the a-hole for not watching my newborn niece for 2 weeks while her parents visit Italy?
Ciao.
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 My brother and his wife are badgering the family to care for their newborn because they have a 2-week Italian vacation planned. I explained to my brother that a baby just doesn't magically appear. I feel like they had plenty of time to either reschedule or cancel this trip. Also, 2 weeks is a very long time to leave a baby. Now, I'm not watching the baby, even in shifts between our parents and his wife's parents. My mom said she is not watching a baby for 2 weeks straight, and I feel like his wife's family probably said the same thing. My brother acts like his wife deserves this vacation because she just had a baby, and it was all she looked forward to during the pregnancy. Maybe having a baby might be something you look forward to. I told my brother that his wife's priorities seem messed up. Maybe his priorities too. So I suggest you guys drop the baby in one of those safe haven drop boxes at the fire station because she is going to be in for a lifetime of disappointment because of her choices. My brother called me an a-hole. Kind of true. And I asked him, why the F did they have this baby in the first place if they didn't want it?
Here's what people had to say about this one. All she looked forward to during her pregnancy, shouldn't she have been looking forward to, oh, I don't know, having a freaking baby?
Yeah.
Their parental wiring seems like it's been disconnected. Did they not want this baby? We also don't know mom's mental state. Like, is she having postpartum depression? 2 weeks is long, though. As folks who don't have the children, we don't have the little kids.
But we love vacations.
But it's hard to advise people with the children. When you don't have a child, people with children don't want to hear anything you got to say. They're like, you don't have kids,
Shut your mouth.
Zip it.
I would probably not leave a small child for 2 weeks. 2 nights, I would. 2 nights if I need to do a staycation with my husband, just a quick getaway. I could do 2 nights, Now, if my mom lived with me, I'm out for 2 years. I'll come back and get that kid next year.
Bad mom award.
By the way, I did hear a thing the other day that they thought that when they developed those, you can drop your child off, no questions asked. It would be mainly newborns, teen moms who are just overwhelmed, that kind of thing. They were shocked at how many people are showing up with their teenagers.
People are dropping off teenagers?
Dropping off teenagers.
That's the rough years right there. It's not the little bitty baby who wakes up every 3 hours. It's the grown 14-year-old who thinks they're your mama.
So that's when you need your trip to Italy, when you got a teenager.
Vacations are actually the worst because you're basically paying to have fun. And if you don't have fun, you feel angry at yourself. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. And you also have a lot of pressure because your inbox is filling up with emails. But you're having fun, so it's okay. But then it also takes you about 5 days to get out of work mode and to understand how to actually relax and be on vacation. But after 5 days, your vacation's over. You're heading back on the plane and you're down $2,000 or more. And I just want the last week of my life back.
It is true about the last day or two of vacation. You're thinking, okay, I gotta, and especially if you traveled to the airport and you're thinking, okay, I gotta go through all that and then drive back. And I don't look forward to that part of vacation, but the rest of the time, if you're not having a good time, you're doing it wrong.
You are doing it wrong. And I learned when you and I used to work together, I think about all the years I gave back vacation time. Never again in life. Never again in life.
Yep.
Take every day because no one cares. You are still disposable. You're still replaceable. So take the days. But this lady right here, friend, let me tell you, Miss Lady, you're doing it wrong. I am smiling and skipping from the airport to I don't care where I'm going. I'm happy. I'm happy. And you know why I'm happy? Because I learned this a long time ago with vacations. 2 things. Number one, if I do a group vacation, we need to have a meeting in advance that everyone doesn't have to do everything together. There's always a group that likes to go shopping, and there's a group that likes to go do. Everybody has their things they like to do. Maybe you want to go back to your room and take a nap, or maybe you have to do number 2. But if every second is planned, you can't even go do number 2 in peace because you got to be downstairs for this group selling activity, and then the group picture, and then dinner, and then the hike. And who's doing all that? Don't force everyone to do the same thing. That's number 1. Number 2, plan a day when you come back just to decompress, to mourn the fact that you have left a beautiful island to come back to your job. Mourn that. Have a day just to mourn. Have a day just to come back home and get sad and check your email and cry in a pillow and go back to work the next day. Have a day for that. Then you're fine. Am I the a-hole for excluding my friend from our group trip? Here's the scenario. My friends and I are all in college, and we have been planning a trip to Cancun for months. We budgeted, booked an amazing resort, and we have tons of fun activities planned. But there's one issue, and it's a big issue. We did not invite our friend Olivia. And honestly, it's because she's literally the worst person to travel with.
Awful, awful woman.
For context, we went on a beach trip last year and it was a total disaster. Olivia was super snappy and angry the whole time. She kept complaining about how hot the beach was, the sand, and refused to leave the hotel for most of the trip. It didn't stop there. We went out to a fancy Italian dinner and she spent the entire night complaining about how the food sucked and how we never picked good restaurants. What annoyed us the most, as if that weren't annoying enough, was that we asked her for restaurant suggestions beforehand, but she was too lazy to look up any and then complained the whole time anyway. That's just one example. But this kind of behavior is constant with Olivia. She's high maintenance, complains about everything, and never shows any respect for other people's plans. Every vacation turns into, how do we stop Olivia from ruining this? It got exhausting, and we were all tired of dealing with it. So when we started planning Cancun, we made the decision not to invite her. We wanted to actually enjoy ourselves this time, and we did not want it ruined by her negative attitude.
Imagine that, wanting to enjoy yourself on vacation.
And by the way, this was our biggest trip yet. So we went without her, and honestly, the trip was so much better. It was fun, chill, lighthearted. Everyone had a great time, and there was no stress or drama. Unfortunately, Olivia found out when one of the girls posted about the trip on social media, and she immediately confronted us in the group chat. She blew up my phone, calling us a-holes and demanding to know why she wasn't invited. I told her straight up that her behavior on past trips made us not want her there. I gave her specific examples, hoping she would understand. But instead, Olivia lost her mind, started blowing up our group chat with passive-aggressive messages, accusing us of being bad friends and excluding her for no reason. She even said, quote, apparently, broke people like me aren't good enough for you guys, huh? We kept trying to explain it wasn't about her money, it was about her behavior, but she would not listen. Honestly, I feel like we're completely justified, but I still can't shake the guilt. What do you say on this one?
This is a tough one because traveling with people and just socializing with them occasionally, two completely different things. And somebody that you don't mind having a dinner with is maybe not somebody that you want to share a room with, share a week with at some resort or anything like that.
Listen, if this person is that negative that you all have, it sounds like they had a collective anxiety about, oh my God, is Olivia coming? Don't invite her, but tell her in advance. She doesn't have to find out from an Instagram post. You can say, hey, this might just be the maturity now that I don't mind just telling you like it is. Like, look, hey girl, we're having this trip. This is why we're not inviting you. And we got to have a hard conversation.
Yeah, I have a friend that we travel with quite often, and I always end up doing the planning, picking the restaurants and things like that. And he will like, whatever, it's fine or whatever. I was like, if we do this, you cannot complain. You don't get veto power. Mm-hmm. You have to be either involved in it or just accept what we decide.
That's fair.
All right, we have some comments here. Why do you even want to be friends with her? Seems like more hassle than she's worth. I think that does come down to vacation friends versus occasional friends, right?
Well, yeah, but listen, if Olivia's complaining about the vacation, I'm sure she's a complainer the rest of the friendship too. She doesn't just turn it on for the vacation. What else is she complaining about? That's an exhausting friendship.
But it's also one that maybe in smaller doses you can handle, or you'd be like, yeah, I hate that too, whatever, and deal with it for this amount of time, but not this amount of time. Another comment, just drop her already. As you get older, your tolerance for this kind of thing definitely decreases. I think you just said the same thing, didn't you?
I have zero tolerance. It's amazing though. It's not even mean. It's just like, hey, this isn't working anymore. It's fine. Blessings.
I think had she been aware before the trip that she wasn't invited and why, that may have been hard, but kinder than letting her find out the way that she did. I think true, but I think the friendships would have been over earlier.
Yeah.
How do you come back from that? I can't anymore with that. I had to turn that off. What is wrong with people?
People have lost all of their marbles. This is why when I get on the plane, I told you I am sunglasses. I always get a window seat. I turn my back to everyone in the row. Don't even say hi. Just we're good. I'm gonna put my face against the window and go to sleep like this. Don't tap me when the drink cart comes around. Don't ask me any questions. I have on headphones. I'm watching a movie because people do stuff like that.
Hello? We're all breathing the same air. I don't want to be breathing your underwear air.
I don't care if you're clean or not. Like who? I don't even know anymore.
Oh.